Good afternoon and good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the Belmont Stakes Handicapping Seminar, where we're going to go over all the stakes races on Belmont Day tomorrow. Big weekend here. We got the Belmont tomorrow, and then Sunday, Chappie, we got the mandatory payout on the Pick Six.
Yeah, I can't wait, George. It's going to be a great weekend tomorrow. This is an unbelievably stacked card at Belmont. 8 grade ones and one grade two, all in succession. It's just unbelievable. And then, like you said, we can load up, get some money ready for Sunday's mandatory Pick Six payout here at Santa Anita. So I'm ready to fire, Georgie. I don't know about you, but well, knowing you, I'm sure you are as well.
I'm always ready to fire, and hopefully we'll have a good day. At Santa Anita tomorrow, there's a horse I like called Desmond Doss. I've been waiting for it. Hopefully he'll run well. And then Venetian Harbor comes back in the Monroe. Ooh. It's cold in here. Anyway, but that's here at Santa Anita. Everybody is going to be concentrating on Belmont. There's going to be plenty of money to be had. We start in race number 3 with the Woody Stevens, old-time trainer. It's a grade 1, 7 furlongs. There's 6 of them. How did you see race 3?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, George. I mean, if you go through this whole card, it is some of the fields aren't even the biggest, but very contentious from start to finish. So it's going to be a very interesting day. Obviously, this race goes through Jackie's Warrior, who's 5 for 6 on a dirt fast track. Lost one time in the slop and one time going long at Keeneland, 7-5 in the morning line. But Dream Shake, as you and I both well know, cutting back to 7 furlongs. Last time got to beat a horrible nostril by Jackie's Warrior. Yeah. And I think that Dream Shake is better off going the one turn, and which last time at Churchill, that is a 1-turn mile. And you can't look away from Caddo River on the outside. I think you got to give a little bit of look to as well, who lost a concert tour 2 back, but has done nothing wrong since then, just ran second in the Arkansas Derby, and even drained the clock, George, 7-2. That's a homebred for our man Nick Casada in Slam Dunk Racing. All Slam Dunk seems to do is win races. So I just named 4 of the 6 horses. What are your thoughts here?
And you didn't name the one I'm betting on. So that's pretty interesting. I absolutely love a horse in this race. I love number 5, Tulane Trist. Sherry DeVos can win races. I was on camera when she won at Churchill Downs, so certainly knows how to win races. And if you look at this race, there's a lot of speed in the race. The 2's got speed. Of course, Jackie's Warrior is speed. Caddo River might try to go to the lead. Dream Shake's going to be close. Tulane Trist has got just 3 starts, 2 seconds, and a win. All 3 of the Thoroughgraph numbers are stellar. Certainly good enough, better than the 1, much better than the 2 and the 6. So really, you got the 2 favorites to worry about. And I just think you said many times, pace makes the race. I think it's going to set up perfectly. After he left that race, he came back with a best of 91, a working 47 flat, and then just kind of a maintenance work. Tulane Trist, to me, is the interesting runner to bet on. 20-1, we've seen so many times in a short field, a big price, and I think Tulane Trist, I'm going to use the 3 and the 4, some exactas and so forth, but go Tulane in race number 3, the Woody Stevens. Race number 4 is go ahead.
Go. I was just going to say you're going to be throwing beads around Santa Anita if Tulane Trist wins. That's for sure. 20-1.
Empanadas, a lot of empanadas.
Empanada time on Sunday for sure. My top pick would be Dream Shake. We saw that massive move Dream Shake made first time out going 6 furlongs, and I think the 1 turn hits that horse between the eyes.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And Jackie's Warrior, a couple of times Jackie's Warrior's been looked in the eye and didn't like it. If he doesn't get an easy lead, he has a tendency to maybe fade a little bit. So I don't think he's going to get an easy lead in this race. No. Dream Shake could be the one, and Pratt, he's just phenomenal. All right, the pick 4 starts like a middle pick 4 here in race number 4, the Brooklyn, and this is a long race. They're going 1.5 miles. So pretty tough race. A nice field of 9. Where'd you go?
I'm not big on these 1.5 mile races. Tough race for me. I'm going to go to the far outside with the 9 Lone Rock for Robertino Diodoro. This horse loves to win races, 10 for 32 lifetime, taking the picture after the race. and ran 3 times going a mile and a half, 2 wins in a second, beat some of these common opponents last time out. And I think 9-2 is a fair price there. So my top pick's going to be the outside Lone Rock for me, Georgie.
I don't, he's going to have too much weight on him, I think, because that was my bet as well. I love Lone Rock. I mean, first of all, absolutely loves the distance. 3 starts at the distance, 2 wins in a second. One of those wins, he ran a -0, going a mile and a half. You just don't see that. This is a runner who absolutely loves this distance. And there's some other runners that like the distance. Tiz Magician, we know from seeing him here, can get a mile and a half. Moretti coming off a bit of a respite for Todd Pletcher. You can never rule him out, and he's been going long distances and winning as well. But to get a -0, and the other 2 were 1s and 2s, Lone Rock at 9-2, and Robertino Diodoro, he wins all over the country. All he does is win. So. Yep. He's got a lot of weight.
Yeah, you and I land on the same horse. I don't think we'll get 9-2, but who knows? I'd take 3-1, 7-2 on that horse.
We'll take it. All right, race number 5 is the Acorn going a mile. It's a 1-turn mile, and in this race, a short field with a big favorite. Did you go with the big favorite, the Chad Brown, that's almost undefeated, or did you look elsewhere?
Here's my thoughts here, Georgie. Obviously, the race goes through the 6 search results. Even money morning line. Just got beaten neck in the Kentucky Oaks. Clearly the class of this race. But if they all roll up front, which you just mentioned, pace makes the race, there seems to be a lot of speed in this race. And if they go really fast up front, it could set up for the 2 obligatory at 6-1 for Juddmonte Farms. So I'm obviously giving a big look to the 6, but my money is going to be on the 2. Hopefully they blaze fast, and this one passes them late. Just won a grade 2 at 7 furlongs at Churchill, and Belmont should have this horse ready to roll tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get a nice price there. Yourself?
I think there's some speed in this race, and certainly some that like to go to the lead and some closers. But to me, the speed of the speed of the speed is going to be Miss Brazil. Miss Brazil almost beat search results last time they met. Gets a little sprint into him, and he ran spectacularly, won by 5, came out of that race. Great workout. Just ran a 1 on the sheet, so comes in with the best last race thoroughgraph number. And I think Miss Brazil has every right, a filly who's getting better and better and better, to go to the lead and not look back. I think that nobody's going to be even as close to as fast as Miss Brazil, even some of the other speed types. And I think Miss Brazil has got a big chance to take them all wire to wire. And we're both trying to beat the favorite in race number 5.
Yeah, we are. I love it.
All right, race number 6 starts the pick 6. Boy, that pick 6 should be awesome. If you can figure that out, it's going to be good. Who do you like in the 6th?
We talked to a couple of interesting horses here first. We talked to Steve Rothblum, who's on Team O'Neill today, and he said that Stubbins, off the layoff, is doing very well for Team O'Neill, so keep an eye on that. We know Gregorian Chant for Phil D'Amato, the 8th, has been terrific since they cut that horse back to 6 furlongs the last 3 times, all 3 wins. A long shot I like is the outside horse, Sambaye, who just lost by a nose and then a half length last time out and gets the red hot Flavian Pratt. I think that horse is worth looking at 12-1 in the morning line. The horse for course is the 9 Oleskandra, who doesn't seem to be in the greatest form right now, but wins every time they ship this horse to Belmont, 3 for 3 at Belmont. Those are the prices I'm looking at, including maybe Got Stormy. That being said, once again pace makes the race, I actually think the lone speed here is the 6 Bound for Nowhere, who happens to be the 2-1 favorite. And I think this horse, who got absolutely annihilated at the start last time, but other than that, is going to be up on the engine. There's not much speed in this race at all, going 6 furlongs. So my top pick, unfortunately, is going to be the 6, who is 2-1, and Wesley Ward only winning at a 45% clip at Belmont. What about you?
Okay, so I'm definitely Bound for Nowhere is one of the ones I'm looking at, and Oleskandra to me is a throwout. I don't think Oleskandra is going to win, and Neil Drysdale, he's been ice cold. I mean, it says there 7 wins this year, but he's just not firing right now. And Alexandra 15-1, I'm ruling out. I certainly like the 6 has to be used. I am definitely using number 3, Completed Pass. Claudio Gonzalez, a strong trainer. Bob the Bone, one of my favorite owners. I love that guy. He's just puts a lot of money into this game. Competitive, loves
very
this
sharp.
Sharp guy. And this one has been really doing some good work with the thoroughgraph numbers. That last race, he ran a 1. Prior to that, a 0. Prior to that, a 1. This one likes the grass, likes sprinting on the grass. Bullet work coming into this. I think is going to set up great for 6 furlongs. He's going to come late. And I think a 12-1 Completed Pass, at least on sheets, is a must-use. And Bound for Nowhere, that last race was impressive. This is a runner who likes to go to the lead. Lost all chance to get the lead and still showed true grit and won by a nose. Whoa, Rosario, much respect for Wesley Ward.
You know, George, if you complete a pass to Miss Brazil in the race before that, you're going home a rich man.
Yes. All right. Hopefully, I'll complete that pass. We're gonna be doing all right. All right. Pick 5 time. The Ogden Phipps. This is the race number 7. Another 1-turn race. Now, I heard that possibly the 1 is going to be a scratch. Possibly.
I believe the 1 Swiss Skydiver is out. I'm checking something right now. So go ahead.
Right. So as you look at that, so Swiss Skydiver, pretty tough runner in there. But I like the 2 and the 3. The 3, just what a race last time to win by a nose against Monomoy Girl. I mean, that's a serious mare that she took down. And prior to that, another race was just lost in the Azeri by a neck. This one is just looking fantastic. The sheet numbers are there. And I like Latruska, even if the 1 is in or not, to win this race. And Valiance, Todd Pletcher, he's always loaded. This kind of a layoff, he wins at 30%. Every category, he's in the 25 percentile. And this one's got some solid thoroughgraph numbers. If she's ready off the layoff, she's going to be a handful. But Latruska has really impressed me, especially that race against Monomoy Girl. I don't love taking favorites, but she's looking good to me.
All right. So according to, now this is not official, but our buddy Carlo, we call him AKA WP, he had texted me earlier that Valiance and Swiss Skydiver are scratched.
Wow.
Now, if not, I was loving Swiss Skydiver, thinking that Latruska and She Dares the Devil were going to duel on the front end and it's going to set up perfectly for Swiss Skydiver. Let's say both of those 2 are out. I'm going to call an audible here and go to the outside, Bonnie South, to come from out of the clouds with Joel Rosario as the 3 and 5 duel on the front end.
Is that, I think Benny South Street is going to be betting on Bonnie South, right? Don't you think? I mean,
I believe so. Yeah, definitely.
Hey. All right. Well, we'll have to see, and you're going to have to call audibles as that race nears, especially if 1 or both of those are scratched. Big scratches there, but I still think that the 2 speed racers are going to be there at the end. Race number 8 starts to pick 4 is the Longines, just a game. They go in a mile on the turf, and it's a race that it's going to be hard to figure out. 12 runners, some imports coming in from Great Britain, from France, from all over the place. I mean, this is a tough race to figure out. How did you see the 8th?
So I don't know about you, but I'm not good with the Euros. So I'm not going to use those in my line of thought. I'll have to listen to a few more of the experts tomorrow on that. Of the horses I have seen and watched some replays, possibility that the 11 blowout gets an easy lead. There's not a lot of pace in this race. But the 2 horses I am interested in, my top pick will be the 6 Pocket Square for Chad Brown. This horse, I know they put it in an easy spot last time off the layoff, first time in the United States. Absolutely massive turn of foot, just blew by everybody easily and cleared, had plenty left for Chad Brown, and they had to be thinking about this race all along. And at 5-1, I would love that price. The bomber in here, George, who has a big turn of foot that's going to be flying late, is the outside New York Girl at 15-1 for Belmont. This horse ran second last time to blowout, the 11 horse. But boy, was this horse getting there late. And I think if somebody goes with the 11 early, I think New York Girl could at least hit the board at a bomb of a price there. But my top pick is the 6.
This is definitely a race that you got to spread. I mean, just on Thoroughgraph numbers, it's about as evenly matched as I've seen a race. I mean, it goes anywhere from a low 3 to a high 6. So they're like right there, all of them right within one number of each other, every single one of them. And it's going to be a jockey's race, 12 runners. We're going to see what happens. Of course, blowouts got Pratt and Speed, so it's going to be tough to catch. A couple of the Euros coming in. You said Pocket Square came in first time and ended up in the Chad Brown barn and did phenomenal. Charles Appleby brings 2 of them over, the 8 and the 9, and I think they're almost interchangeable. They're real close to each other now. One of the things I've seen with imports is that they get first time Lasix, but due to the states and so forth, they're not getting Lasix. So I'm going to have to dismiss their chances a little bit. So I'm going to be going to number 4, Regal Glory. I'm going to use this a lot in my pick 4s and pick 5s, so don't get me wrong. But Regal Glory catches my eye, has won 2 in a row for Chad Brown, knows how to get him ready. His last 4 races were all 3s on the sheets, a 3, a 3, a 3, a 3. His worst race ever was a while ago, and it was a 6. So knows how to win, has won 7 of 12, 10 of 12 in the money, and is riding a 2-race win streak. Regal Glory is definitely one to use. And Irad Ortiz was involved in that spill, so he's not going to be running. So I'm not sure whose Pocket Square's jockey is going to be, but just keep that in mind that Irad is not running at all today. So Irad is not running in any of the stakes races, in any of the races at Belmont. He'll be back next week.
I was hoping Grace, who runs the marketing department here, was going to be able to ship up and ride this horse, but she's not available. So hopefully
she's a strong rider, no question about it. All right, race number 9 is the Metropolitan Handicap, the Hill and Dale Metropolitan, the Met Mile, one of my favorite races year in and year out. Always been a staple in New York, and a lot of times it was, the Met Mile was by itself, but now it's part of a tremendous, unbelievable day at Belmont. So this is just a race that won by some unbelievably nice runners, and this is a very contentious race today.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. I mean, obviously it goes through Nick's go, but when the horse went to the Saudi Cup, hasn't ran since. Is that the bounce coming back, or if not, Nick's go could be very tough to beat. I mean, obviously won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, somehow goes a mile going 21-4, 44 and change, and just keeps going and wins by 3. This horse is faster than fast. I'd love to know your thoughts here because I can't get around Nick's go.
I really don't think that that Nick's go is the one to beat. I really believe in that Saudi bounce. I think that it's going to affect this one coming back. So he really, hasn't run a while. The workouts are spectacular. The horse is spectacular, but I get a feeling he might be 4 to 5. So I'm going to try to beat him, and I'm going to try to beat him with the now horse. I mean, the now horse is Mischievous Alex. Mischievous Alex is on a roll for Safi Joseph, and I think he can get a mile. His last race was his best ever. -4 on the sheets. -4 is just outstanding. I mean, the 3 has a 0. Dr. Post has a 1. The other one has a 2. A -4. Nick's go can run a -4. He's done it twice, but he's going to have to run a -4. And I don't think the Saudi bounce is going to help his chances at all of running that. Where I think Mischievous Alex is right now. He's, youth must be served. He's the up and comer. And I love Mischievous Alex's chances. I don't know who's going to be the jockey, but he's going to have a ton of horse underneath him. And if anybody can catch Nick's Go, it's the hot horse number 1, Mischievous Alex, and it starts another pick 5 on race number 9. So a lot of multi-race bets, and I know we love them. And hopefully I'll use all but 2, and I'll catch it. I've never missed when I put all but 2. Race number 10 is pick 4 starts here. The Manhattan is a mile and a quarter, classic distance on the turf, on the inner turf, and another really tough race to decipher. Big field of 10, and I love a horse in this race, so
do I.
Interested to see if who you like, but this is a single for me all over the place.
I have a single here too.
Let's see if we got the same one. Go ahead.
So I have one price that I'm interested in, but my big ticket, I love a horse here, and that is the 4 Domestic Spending. Is that the same one you have?
That's my same one. I can't see that horse losing.
Unbelievably athletic, monstrous turn of foot. Pratt stays aboard. I think this horse is dominant, and I think this horse is going to put on a display tomorrow. I don't think we'll get 3-1, but if we do, I might get a little crazy. And I love Domestic Spending. I watched the replays last night, and I was in shock of how the turn of foot, the athleticism of this horse. The only other horse, Georgie, that is going to give me that's very interesting to me, that reminds me of like a fullback, but that's like a freight train. And I love the name to boot, is the 9 Goofo. The name reminds me of our producer here, Captain Zippy. I'm going to call him Goofo from now on. But this horse can fly late, and just a big giant horse. But once this horse gets motor, and look out. But the race for me absolutely goes through Domestic Spending.
I think Goofo. I like Goofo and Rosario. I mean, I don't think anybody closes better in the country than Rosario. He is just so strong. But my entire day revolves around Domestic Spending winning. It should be undefeated. The one race that the men that he lost, he was slow. He didn't really get out, and he still came late. Excuse me. I love Domestic Spending. There's no way that Colonel Liam is beating him tomorrow. Pratt's aboard, a single for me everywhere, and certainly scared of. I'm scared of Guffo more than I am of Colonel Liam. I love Domestic Spending tomorrow as well. That's funny that we end up on the same one.
Yeah, and I will have a saver on Goofo. I don't even know if it's Guffo, but I'm calling it Goofo.
Guffo, whatever. Yeah. All right, race 11 is the big race of the day. The race everybody is waiting for, because the Kentucky Derby, 20 horses, a lot of problems. It's really there's a lot of luck involved in the Kentucky Derby. You got to get lucky. The best horse doesn't always win the Kentucky Derby. Then they go to the Preakness. Everybody defects. Nobody really shows up at the Preakness to face Rumbauer and a couple of the other ones. But all the big guns have shown up for this race. I mean, you got Essential Quality, Rumbauer, Hot Rod Charlie, Known Agenda, Rock Your World. Whoa, what an incredible Belmont. A lot of times it's not as exciting to Belmont if you don't have a potential Triple Crown winner. But I think this is one exciting race with some super talented 3-year-olds, Chappie.
Yeah, and you just named the 5 horses that it's very difficult to kind of decipher between all 5 of them. I'm hoping I'm closing my pick 4s, pick 5s, and whatnot to Essential Quality, Rumbauer, Hot Rod Charlie, Known Agenda, and Rock Your World. For this particular, and I've been high on Hot Rod Charlie from the start, I'm strictly going value here because I like Hot Rod Charlie. I like that Pratt stayed on. My money, value-wise, might go to Rock Your World here. I think this horse is going to go. Speed seems to do well in these mile-and-a-half races and the big sweeping turns. And I don't think Rock Your World's going to take the money that others do. Known Agenda might be the other one, but Known Agenda is more of a closer. So just because of value, I think I'm kind of leaning at Rock Your World right now, even though the race probably goes through Essential Quality and Hot Rod Charlie.
I agree with you. I think the race goes through Essential Quality. He's, undefeated except for the Kentucky Derby. And in the Kentucky Derby, he was bounced around pretty good. Didn't break, broke from the 14, not ideal. And I think, on May 29th, that workout, 59 and 2, 59 and 4. He's definitely in great form. He's feeling great. On sheets, he's got a -0, a 0, a -0. He looks really, really strong. And the race goes through him. And I'm definitely using him in every one of my pick fives. Rumbauer is a little thing, right? I mean, every time I see the race, you just look for the smallest colt, and it's Rumbauer, and it's so he's so cute. Is what some of the girls here. Oh, that Rumbauer is so cute. I just don't think he's the goods. I really don't. Hot Rod Charlie is the goods, and I think he ran great despite also encountering troubles in the Kentucky Derby. Looked great in the Louisiana Derby, and Hot Rod Charlie. He's got Lava Man on his side. How can you go wrong? You got Lava Man on your side, and I look behind you and I see Lava Man. I see Doug O'Neill, and Hot Rod Charlie certainly's got a huge look. Rock Your World, if he gets the lead, probably is going to get the lead. He's not going to get slammed like he did in the Kentucky Derby, and he might be tough to catch. But the race goes through Essential Quality, and I kind of like Hot Rod Charlie and Rock Your World underneath.
Well, the most thing we can take away from this is two things. It's a great card, contentious races, and you and I both love the same horse. So, in the 10th race for you and I.
All right. Hopefully, we'll get some domestic spending, and we'll be spending a lot of money on the mandatory Pick 6 payout on Sunday. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have another seminar right after the last race of Golden Gate. So, certainly tune in. And we're going to have a very special guest, one of our favorites, right, Chappie?
Yeah, Gino Baccola from That's What G Said is going to be joining us as well. And he's a terrific handicapper. So the three of us are going to look tomorrow evening to handicap and take down the mandatory Pick 6 on Sunday. And I can't wait, buddy.
Yeah, he brings insight. He's probably going to bring some insight on the NBA with the playoffs. He knows all about that. He knows about water polo. He knows what's going on in the water polo finals. I mean, the guy, he knows everything about sports. He's really all over it on his show. So it's going to be great to have Gino, and we'll see him right after the Golden Gate race. All right, Chappie, always a pleasure working with you. Let's make some money tomorrow.
Let's get it, my friend. And for you and I, tomorrow, it's all about domestic spending in race 10.
All right, you guys have a great night.
Thanks, Georgie.